Can we refine what Jesus said about forgiving and so on? Let me just, let's take it, instead of one line by line, look at the whole thing in context. When they asked him how many times he should forgive, and he said 70 times 7 or whatever, and he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Let's just say, then they said, who's my neighbor? And then he went into the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, the Good Samaritan was your neighbor, was the guy who helped you out after you've been robbed and kicked over at the side of the street after everybody had been turning away. It's not everybody. It's the Good Samaritan that is your neighbor. So it's not everybody. This has got to be not taken out of context anymore, because we can't forgive everybody, and we need preventive measures, and you can't do that if everybody I just saw somewhere where somebody didn't like his daughter's tattoos, but his wife was all happy about it. We can't have this anymore. Jesus said, how can you walk together unless you're agreed? In fact, Jesus' kingdom is the Greek kingdom. What Socrates talked about was about the philosopher kings, because that was in the context of which is the best political system, and they went all the way from plutocracy and oligarchies all the way down to democracies, and they said democracy was the worst, right before tyranny of the majority. So they said the only thing that's best, but which wouldn't work because of human nature, was philosopher king, which means a kingdom. And that's when Jesus came 300 years later and he proclaimed the kingdom. That is very much in agreement with what Socrates was saying. So what I'm saying is that this all of these airy-fairy things from America are very Santa Claus-like, to think about God like some sort of a goody-two-shoes Santa Claus. That's got to change, because worldwide the children are being infantilized forever here. And you take in the Hansa, the children are treated like adults, and that's also where you see even Alex Collier said that the Andromedans, the children are treated like adults, but it's not in the same as, oh, they're mature sexually. No, they're treated like adults in the sense that they are just respected. They're not like, oh, what do you think of that? They just, the parents almost ignore the kids, but where the kid needs to be ignored, and no big deal. But the kids are loving to learn things like how to build roads, like to get into the Hansa. All these little kids were helping this film crew, and they were amazing. They're probably like 10 years old, and he had a crew like there's about 6 kids all doing all this rock thing to save their lives from these cliffs. I mean, this is what kids like to do, is what adults do work-wise, not sex-wise.